Hey up everyone, what's going on and welcome back to Sheffield United, where 2 games played, 3 goals scored, 1 win achieved. That wasn't the right order on those numbers, but Renier and Calvert-Lewin at the double for West Brom. They scored 1 in the first half as well, they scored 1 in the second half, made the second half a little bit tense. 1-0 away at Manchester City is not a horrible result, particularly when it's a 91st minute penalty. Really thought we were about to hold out for that draw. Nope, not to be. Does make the top of the English Premier League a little bit tasty. Everyone on 32 games played, 6 to go in general. 69 points, 68 points, 67, 67, 66, 64, and even Wolves on 60 could be problematic depending on how the remaining 6 games go. Calvert-Lewin has 30 league goals. Haaland started scoring again. 26 for him for the season as well. He's pretty good on their part. 10 player of the matches for him. Bizarrely not in the top average ratings. And you look at our run-in and you would say pretty comfortable in general. Now, I'm not going to do the Southampton game in this episode, but the Atalanta games either side, we're going to bring you both of those in this episode. Gloss over the Southampton, unless there's any wonder goals, gloss over the Southampton game in between. And of course, probably the rest of the season will be either the end of the season or future legs of the Europa League, whichever happens. Really hoping it's the latter of those two. PSG, PSV, in the battles of the PSs there. Annoyingly good, easy time for PSG. I was really hoping they'd get Monaco, Arsenal, Valencia. Really. I feel like we could probably handle Sporting. Genuinely forgot that Ruggeri was not registered in the Europa League. Knew that Renier wasn't, that's why I played him last match against West Brom. Ugarte still doesn't have a work permit. That came and went again. Nope. I keep putting Gagliardini in there, just hoping he might perform at some point. Curtis Jones still not back from his injury. Means that Brewster keeps his position on the left-hand side for the time being. Goalkeeper because it's a cup match, and Norwood on the bench makes the most sense otherwise. Although Caicedo probably at right back too. I feel like there's someone... Joao Hendricks makes the most sense to make way there because Adam Smith can play both sides. Caicedo can play both sides as well, if necessary. Although, do I need to have another word with Junior? I do, don't I? 6.5 for these last 5. Junior, come here, mate. Recent form. Pick yourself up, love. There we go. Last time I had a word with you, everything seemed sorted itself out afterwards. That was great. You do relish a big match, apparently, so fingers crossed, this should go well. Chaka in goal, Kolasinac, left back, Badiashile, Fofana, Caicedo, right back, Bergen, Gagliardini. Realistically, my best 2 midfielders. You're fine as a box-to-box. What do I do with Gagliardini? Because, you're good as a box-to-box and a ball winner. You're the best 2 attributes-wise. I really don't understand why box-to-box is his leading stat, because 10 dribbling, 11 finishing. 11 decisions, 10 composure pop in on box-to-box. And they're not there on the ball winning. Like the lowest attribute for ball winning is 12. Whereas box-to-box sticks in a few more that aren't as strong. The fact that they don't play well together is a bit awkward. But anyway, those 2 in the middle, Brewster, Maddison, Gallardo, Calvert-Lewin up front, of course. Edinson Cavani on the bench. You might finally see him. I didn't realise after I uploaded them that Edinson Cavani did not feature in any of the matches in any of the games played in those episodes last week, despite the fact one of them was about him. Anyway, Atalanta have Kondogbia, Ruslan, who they signed again. They signed him in both saves, both here and on the Glory Hunter. I think this is the first time in both saves that I've actually started one of these knockout rounds as the home side. But we line up as you'd probably expect at this stage. Of course, there we are again. And there's Atalanta's side playing through the back, as you would expect from an Italian side. Some good players in there. A lot of new faces for Atalanta. It's a very different Atalanta side than I've seen in Serie A. Except for Ruslan, of course, who has been signed twice. The weirdest part of that is the fact that the outgoing player who's forced them to buy a new left-back has also gone to a Serie A side as well. I bought them. I bought Gosens as Napoli. They've scored. Foreman is in. It's gone well. Lazio have bought Gosens in this save. Just to finish that line of thought before we watch this again, Niang actually is the one who pings it out wide. And, well, 4 people in the box, none of them go for the ball. And the goal is the result, because 4th goal of the year for Niang. Of course, it happens now in April. 2 of our players are already booked. I don't have get stuck in on, do I? Nope. I think the weirdest part of that goal is I'm pretty certain we've got forced players inside on. Really didn't force him inside, did they? Turns out we had the exact opposite on over here. Don't know why. Absolutely don't want to be forcing them outside. Those wide fullbacks are, well, Sheffield United should be used to them, but it has been a season and a half without them in this game world, and a lot of these players, of course, haven't played with them, Brewster's onside here. He is. It's 1-1. The away goal, still problematic, of course. And I've clicked the advertising hoardings which has stopped the game entirely. Good job, me. Oh, he is onside because of that defender who just stood still over there for no reason, Palomino. Thank you, Palomino. I appreciate that. You are our pal, Amino. Actually, it isn't. It's the other one who runs forward here. That's ruined the joke entirely. Romero. Thank you. Good value for our goal then. Slightly fortunate. I mean, we did give... Fafana was booked immediately. I'm not happy with this performance. We are at home. We should be doing better than this. It is Atalanta, who are a good side in the Champions League this year. I don't know what they've done in game to be only in the Europa League. But they're good value for their Champions League place these days, Atalanta. I love the fact that... Is it Atletico Madrid that acquired Kondogbia? Have immediately palmed him straight off. That, I don't know if I've seen in previous games. I generally don't think I've seen it in this game yet either. But a player realising he's offside and just leaving the ball. And the text acknowledging that as well, not the fact it's an accident. Anyway, Bernardeschi is being quite dangerous here as well. I was going to say the word being quite dangerous, and, well, it won't be. Jinx it against them somehow there. Anyway, Burge will find Brewster out to Gallardo. Does have the overlap available. He's decided to take it, but played one of the weakest passes in football history. And Nyang has scored his 5th goal of the year, 2 which have occurred in this game. What? Says Atalanta hit us on the counter-attack. Is it a counter-attack? I suppose it technically is, but it's whether or not you regard that sideways pass as an attack in the first place. What were you doing, Gallardo? What were you doing? Weakest pass I've ever seen. Right, we do have to do something about this. Kolasinac has been woeful over the last few matches. The problem is, I can't do much about it. I can bring on Adam Smith. He's going to have to play on the wrong side, or I can play him on the correct side. Playing him on the left still gives me 2 stars. Rian Brewster is anxious. Gallardo on a 6.6, but motivated. Gagliardini, nervous. Don't want any of those emotions. Brewster, I do notice, has actually been the first one to tip off. So with that in mind, big man, little man. We're going for this. Also welcome for the first appearance for Edison Cavani in an episode. Fafana's on a 6.2 as well. What's he done wrong? Gallardo dips to a 6.6. There's not a lot I can change about this side to make it better right now. I suppose one change I can make is switch him to a deep lying, switch him to an inside forward. Gagliardini, Gomez is on the bench, Edwards is on the bench for a right-hand side swap. Gallardo's playing all right now, somehow. The problem is Gagliardini is the best player for that position. I have no one to fill in that gap. He's got nothing wrong. I mean, he's inconsistent. That's the only downside. He's got nothing on big matches either way. There's nothing I can do about my lineup other than maybe focus down the right. I mean, this game's just whittled away. I don't know what I could have done. We've had more shots, but way less XG. I don't quite know what's just happened. Good news is Caicedo wasn't booked, which means he can play the next one. Why did you persist with Fafana? Because changing defenders doesn't help the game. Always leads you to conceding again. Says Gallardo will learn from his mistake. He's not playing the next one. So after being mugged off by an English side as Napoli in my Glory Hunter, in this round I'm pretty certain, of the Europa League, am I about to be mugged off by an Italian side as an English side? The first goal, fair enough, that was just woeful from us. Second goal, what on earth? 1-1 was fair, I would say. John Fleck is the weirdest footballer. He's asked to leave but hasn't agreed a single contract with any of the clubs I've agreed fees with. Like, you either want to leave or you don't. Either recall your request to leave or join one of the 18 clubs I've agreed fees with at this point. Pretty sure I've even agreed fees with teams in Mexico at this stage. That's how desperate it's gotten. Anyway, he's still in contract for another year, so I'll tell you in the summer. Hopefully English sides or someone somewhere he actually wants to go will turn up. Did just notice that we are inexplicably training the day before. Slapping a recovery period, I think, before it. Jesus. Why are we playing on a Monday? We've got European fixtures. But admittedly, it's a two-day gap either way. I don't know why these days are taking so long to load. Just noticed before we even take on Southampton here, results elsewhere have put us into 5th, which shows you how tight that top section of this table is. Good God. Southampton on a run of 14 league games without a win. Well, we know what's happening here. News elsewhere, Roy Hodgson still not sacked. The only thing I can think of is he's about to retire anyway, and Crystal Palace's board just can't bring themselves to bring Roy the bad news before he's about to retire. Big Phil, looking to get his A licence. Good on you, Big Phil. Don't know why I just changed his first name to Big. So away we go at Bramall Lane for the Southampton match. I'll bring you, like I say, anything amazing that happens. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end. We have quite rotated. I thought this highlight was over there. I'm actually bringing you this. Bertrand clears it. I thought it was basically going to be a goal line clearance highlight. But then Norwood just lashes one in and it cannons off an unsuspecting defender. I don't know what the goalkeeper was actually doing because he was nowhere near with the save in the first place. Anyway, 1-0. Immediate highlight. This is worrying. They've equalised straight away. He's offside. Never mind. See you at the end, hopefully. So after the first half that only had 2 shots, full stop, we got a further 8 in the second half, and realistically, 1-1, well worth it in the end. They did get an equaliser. The same player who scored the own goal. Came from a corner. Wasn't that exciting? You were not good enough today. That's the sort of match we should have been winning. Does mean we do have to chase things in that top 4 situation, though. Oh, speaking of Fleck, here we go again. Could have sold you for 23 million. I'm not having any deals with selling wages. So apparently Atalanta lost their game midweek, which I don't know if that helps or not. The only problem, of course, is they have 2 goals, so we have to score twice. A 1-0, whilst it would even things up, won't get us through because they scored 2 away goals. So the lineup for this is, you may notice immediately as well that I have changed the roles in midfield again. But Xhaka in goal, Kolasinac, Badiashile, Fofana, Caicedo, back 4, unchanged. Burge in a DLP defend with box-to-box Hendricks alongside him, just because Gagliardini, they still don't like each other even though they've not played the other way around yet, full stop. Brewster, Maddison, Edwards on the right, not allowing Gallardo back into this. That should not be that. You know what? Pressing forward, you love being a pressing forward, we'll do that. Because the problem before, I generally just feel like before, at the beginning, the part of the season that developed that poor working relationship between Gagliardini and Burge was when the roles were DLP and box-winning midfielder. Therefore, they were sort of operating in 2 quite defensive midfield roles and probably just getting in each other's way a little bit. Of course, now only the DLP will stay there. The box-to-box will look to go a little bit more forward and connect with that attacking playmaker inside forwards. Atalanta line up exactly the same way as well. What if Niang scored in midweek? What if he added to his 5 goals for the season? If he scores again and gets half his goals against Sheffield United, I'll be very annoyed. The good news is, in terms of this season as well, along with other little updates, these are the first games on the new match engine, by the way, is that the aggregate score is now visible again. I'm not sure if that was just a beta problem, actually, now I think about it. But I'm still pretty certain this is the first since the Porto game, where it didn't really matter. First time I'm really paying attention to that aggregate score. Gomez, that was one of the most unlucky slide tackles I've ever seen. Fantastic slide tackle, just lasered to Gomez. I do notice that Caicedo has taken a knock, which is somewhat problematic in these early stages. We'll see how he does. It is Norwich injuries, 8 minutes in, but it is worrying. Hendricks will find Calvert-Lewin, who puts it over. Come on, Dominic, you're better than this. I don't really know which is the best striking role on this year's game. There's always one that seems to notably work a little bit better. I think last year advanced forward seemed to do the job for the most part. Whether or not it's the same situation this year, I don't know. Of course, it does depend with the formation. Caicedo, injured. Plays it back to Burge. Back to Caicedo, who, despite his injury, seems to be fine running all the way up the pitch. Edwards, I didn't say any words there because I was just genuinely baffled by how much time and space Marcus Edwards was allowed. 1-0. It's a start. I genuinely don't know what happened here. Marcus Edwards just stops the ball dead, does an entire 360 physically, and pops the ball in the net. I'm pretty certain he gets the ball facing the goal, almost, and then goes the long way round, which I suppose makes sense. And despite being injured, Caicedo gets the assist. Feels somewhat vindicated not taking him off now. He's on a booking, so if he gets booked, then it doesn't really matter if he's in. I'm hoping it's only a minor injury, and they XG'd us a little bit at our place. We are currently XGing them to about the same degree. Right, pump those fists. Wait, where's the things are going well, but it could be even better? Well, I've inspired and motivated them, which can only help. Fingers crossed. Caicedo is going to have to come off at some point. I am going to have to protect that injury. It's actually a throw-in. I thought it was a corner. That could not have been closer to the corner if it tried. Maddison just plays a bit of you have it, you have it, you have it with the opposition player there. And Edwards, with what was a much easier chance, managed to kick it straight at the goalkeeper. Brewster's on a 6.4. Don't think I haven't noticed that. He was also the first one to get tired, and he was the first one to get angry as well in the first half, I did notice. Sort of body language. Don't know what happened to infuriate Rhian Brewster. Oh my God. Doesn't matter, we need 2 goals anyway. It's a genuinely irritating goal from the way it was conceded, and they've got an immediate set piece. This could put a stymie. Although again, actually, a second goal at this stage for them doesn't make too much difference because We need 3 goals now to progress straight through anyway. 2 more. Gomez comes on. Caicedo has slowly lost his green rating over the course of this game, so whatever the rest of his job he was doing there, he wasn't doing particularly well. So Smith on, takes that throw. Burge will find Sergio Gomez, who I was going to swap over with Maddison in the middle, but Gomez had a 3-star rating on that left-hand side regardless, so I figured just let him have it. Just let him do it. Burge will knock that down to Edwards. Not even fully certain he's right-footed. Calvert-Lewin should have scored. We are going to see the resulting corner, which aren't entirely useless in this year's game, although that one so far is. And should get there first. Could be highlight over. Could go further. It did not. Yeah, Gomez is left-footed. Bit pointless having him as an inside forward. Kolasinac has been woeful as well. Again, I don't know what's up with Kolasinac of late too. Ever since I've been told to play him more, with nothing happening in this game, we need a goal. Score a goal, you morons. But well done, Marcus. Well done, Hendricks as well. 7.0 from him. Can't argue with Badia Shields' work either, or Chaka in goal. We weren't the underdogs, so I'll say that. Valencia give their best. PSV do 3 goals, but 7-3 aggregate. Not great. Realistically, with PSG still in it, winning the whole thing was going to be unlikely. Monaco actually did have to turn theirs around and did so comfortably. Passer's out for 5 to 6 weeks. That's not what I wanted to hear. No wonder his performance was dropping off. Do get 1 million though. Which means the next episode of this will be on Christmas Eve, and you'll get a Christmas bonanza. The last 3 games, I think, we'll start with the Tottenham one and we'll work through, because I don't think this top 4 situation is going to get any less tight. Realistically, the next game should be alright against Newcastle. Everton is a bit tough, but 3-game bonanza to seal off this season, which looks like this in the Premier League now. Can't be too angry going out to Atalanta. We're sort of nearly there, but not quite there when it comes to that level of football. I think after another season of recruitment, Europa League, we could probably smash. However, Champions League is right there. 15 goals, goal difference-wise, would get us it. Don't think that's happening, so points, we need points. I'll see you for that on Thursday. Until then, ta-ra.